Happy New Year to all of you boss babes in my realm, in my sphere, in my atmosphere, those that I have and we have become friends over the last year. This is a really horrible video. Very horrible start to 2020, but I just wanted to jump on and wish you guys all an amazing year. I am so thankful that you are here and that we are friends, and I am so excited about all of the awesome things that are going to come this year. Kicking off this year is going to be so much fun, and today is day one. So today I wanted to start with the new launch of Not Your Mama's MLM podcast, which is now going to go video viral as well as go viral in your podcast every single week. I'm still working out some of the details on exactly how frequently we are going to get on here and actually do these broadcasts. But as you know, the Not Your Mama's MLM broadcast is all about documenting the journey from startup to six figures this year. So let me tell you a little bit about my story so you guys have an idea of what this is all about. Not Your Mama's MLM podcast is not like any other podcast that you typically listen to in the MLM space, because our focus is I should say my focus is so much on creating a sustainable MLM business. It is not about creating a business where you feel like you're running 24/7 every single day, which is the way I was feeling when I finally just had enough. I was at my breaking point. You know, 4 years is a year of celebration, right? When you're with a company. My modus of operandi, my MO had always been to basically skate companies for about 3 years. And then after 3 years, I would tend to give up or give in and find another company that excited me. My passion for the MLM industry, for network marketing is huge. I see the opportunity. I know the opportunity is there, but at 4 years, at 3 years, usually at the 2-year mark, I had done everything. I had already run through all of my friends and family. I had done all of the marketing strategies that my, uplines and sidelines and downlines had already told me to do. And at the 2-year mark, every single time, sometimes like clockwork, I would be struggling and couldn't get any more sales and couldn't get any more partners. And so when I found the company that I'm with, which guys in the network marketing world, in Not Your Mama's MLM, I will never share the name of the company that I am with. Sometimes when I'm talking about things, it alludes to it. It might, indicate what I'm in the beauty industry, just so you know, if that's, enough for you. But this is not a pitch fest. This is about helping you to create your own business and to help you with building your business to the 6-figure level this year as well. It is not about my particular company. And basically what I'm going to do throughout this whole podcast is to share my journey, to share the things that I've learned, share the wins, share the struggles, share all of the things that are going on that are going to help me build, but also to show you and guide you and help you with some of those same strategies that you can implement on your own. So back to the story. When I found this last company, I was so excited because within the first 6 months of the company, I had finally found success. I was ranking. I was, earning bonuses. I was actually getting people on my team. I had built a substantial team, and I thought, oh my God, this is my dream team. I'm so excited. Everything is going my way. I've got 9 people on my team, and they're all exploding, and I started stacking people, and literally, I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I had such a huge opportunity ahead of me. I was so excited about all of the opportunities that I had, not only for myself, but for the team, because we were in this momentum of starting up a brand new company that had only been around for a few months prior to me actually joining. And then throughout the whole course of my first year, I was like, I am busting my butt. I can bust my butt for a year. For anybody who knows me, I am actually pretty much a short-term individual. I like to do things on short terms. I can really, amp things up. I can really get things going. And I can pour all of my energy into something for short spurts. I'm a sprinter. A marathon runner, I am not. But I can do a marathon if I was able to do it in short sprints. So for a year, I said, you know what? I can do this. I can put my head down. I can focus. I can do everything that everyone tells me to do. And in doing so, I ranked. I advanced in the company. I, got bonus checks here and there, and I earned trips to other places, and I was so excited that I'd finally found a home that was going to work for me, because that's a whole nother, it's a whole nother episode in itself. But I finally found a home that was going to work for me, something I was passionate about, a family culture that I was passionate about, people that I was passionate about, people who were actually helping me, as opposed to just pointing the finger and saying, hey, go do this, go do that, go read this, they were helping me build up who I was. But when that year rolled out, you guys can hear the sigh in my voice, and it is because it's so true. When that year rolled out and I finally got to that deadline that I needed to get to actually achieve what I wanted to achieve, I was soul crushed. I was literally weeping on the inside, and I beat myself up for months and months and months on end, because here I was busting my butt for a year to achieve a goal. And when that year came up, the whole thing exploded in my face. I didn't get anything I wanted out of it. In fact, I had a deadbeat team. I was actually, as I kind of told you, I alluded to a little bit before, I was stacking VIP customers. I was stacking partners. I was stacking everybody, retail customers. I was helping my team in such a way, because that was the focus that I had been given, was helping other people achieve their goals. But what I was doing is I was focusing so much on other people and helping them to rank advance so that I could actually rank advance as well. Because when you help other people, you help yourself. That they weren't doing anything. They were literally waiting on me to tell them what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And that was frustrating for me, because that's not my MO. That's not how I work. In general, I'm just very much an overachiever. And so I was always on the lookout for how to do things better. And I will tell you, I'll be super, super honest with you. This wasn't my first rodeo. I've been in MLM for many, many years, and still am in MLM. I truly believe in MLM, and I know that there is opportunity here. And that is what keeps me going. That's what keeps me moving forward. That's what drives me every single day, is because I know there is an opportunity for anybody, because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen people change their lives for the better. I've also seen people change their lives for the worse, and I'm going to tell you a story about that one this week too, in another episode. But the honest truth of it is that I had put so much weight in helping others that I wasn't helping myself. And I didn't realize this until I got to a point that I was struggling so bad that I literally had crushed my entire, my downline started to fall apart. It started to crumble. I was running so hard that every single time I would put somebody in place and create the structure and be able to build, I felt like I was spinning plates, as Eric Worre talks about. I was spinning plates. I'd get one person running, and then I'd have to run and try to find another person, or somebody would fall off, and I'd have to find that piece and patch that piece back in and start all over again in trying to build this thing. Well, after doing that for 3 additional years, I was burnt. I literally was burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. And I knew that if I wasn't willing to do it anymore, even though that is the way that I had built my team, I had done all of the things that I was told to do. I had done all the things that I needed to do to achieve the level of success. I was following what my company plan was telling me to do. I was following what my uplines. I was reaching out to sidelines. I was the person you want on your team, the person who was willing to do whatever it took to be successful, but yet I was still struggling to find that success. And I knew that I had to find a better way. I knew that there had to be a better way to begin with. I knew that there had to be a better way to do this, because even though this is the way it has been done for years and years and years. And this is the way that people have built their teams. And I watch people, even within my own company, build their teams this way. I knew there had to be a smarter way. And I am very much a work smart, not hard kind of girl. As I told you, I'm a sprinter, not a marathon runner. And so I wanted to find a better way. And in the past, in my marketing, because not only I'm a serial entrepreneur, I've done marketing in other areas. I ran a wedding business for 5 years. and was very successful with that, having, I think I had multi-six-figure business, a multi-six-figure weddings that I ran a couple times, and was very successful in what I did, and I loved it. But I just knew that, again, it wasn't something that was sustainable for me. And if it wasn't sustainable for me, it wasn't something that I was going to be able to put all of my heart behind and be able to actually teach, because I felt like a fraud when I told somebody to do something that I wasn't willing and ready to do. And that's what it all boiled down to. I had to find a better way. And so for the next year, so let's say we're going back a couple of years, for the next year, I basically studied and dissected what other leaders in our company were doing. I would watch somebody and see what they were doing, and I would start to implement that plan in my own practice, and then I would teach it to my team. And they would run with that for a couple months, and that would fall apart. And so it seemed like I was in this cycle. About every 3 months, I was changing the way in which we were doing business, the way in which we were going to approach how we're going to build our team. And I realized that in itself was a deficit as well, because I was still leaning on other people. I wasn't trusting what I had actually learned. And I've spent tens of thousands of dollars on learning marketing, on learning how to build businesses, on learning how to use social media, on learning how to network and build cultures, and all of these things. And some of these things are, innate in me as well, because of my career choice that I chose and being in marketing in general. And so there you go. I've spent actually even more money I didn't even think about. I've never thought about the fact that my career, my schooling choice originally was that way too. But I just realized that I'd had enough, obviously. I think you guys are getting the point that I just had enough. I couldn't do the do. I couldn't bug my friends and family anymore. I had no friends and family left to bug. In fact, I never felt comfortable bugging any of my friends and family. I was way more comfortable reaching out to cold market, but no one was teaching cold market strategies. No one was teaching me how to, actually create a business that didn't require me to be the bottlenecking feature of it, so that I had to be a part of every single transaction. I had to be a part of every transaction. And that's not how business works. I started to look at specifically the influencer community and the affiliate marketing community and some of the other online internet marketing communities, and seeing how they were doing business and how it differed, but how it's very similar to what we do in network marketing and MLM. And yet, the way in which these things were doing, the way in which these businesses were building was so much different. And they were leveraging tools, and they were leveraging, the internet, and they were leveraging, automation. They were leveraging things that we just don't have and aren't being taught in the MLM, communities. And I went looking a lot. And I found people teaching, how to build these automation systems, and having a tech background myself, I figured that out pretty easily and knew that it's something that I could very easily teach to other people as well, because it's really not that hard. And so I started using some of those strategies, and they failed miserably. No one was showing up to my sites. No one was showing up to the things that I was doing. I was putting together these elaborate plans and creating these, sales funnels and strategies and all of these beautiful marketing elements, but no one was showing up. Whether it was my team showing up to the ideas that I had created, or even having, just the general public showing up to the stuff that I was creating. And that was hard. It sucked. It was like a sucker punch, and I couldn't figure out what was the next step. What was I missing? There had to be something I was missing in terms of actually creating success using these tools, because other people were doing it. And then marrying that alongside with MLM. And then I found a challenge that really just changed my focus. And it wasn't so much because of the challenge, although the challenge did an amazing job of restructuring how I started to think about marketing and what it truly meant to become a marketer, which is a huge disservice we have in the MLM space. We are not multi-level marketers. We aren't taught how to market. We are taught how to talk to friends and family, which is a marketing strategy. It is a sales strategy, but it is only one strategy. And there are so many different strategies out there that are being ignored by the MLM and the network marketing space. And this brought this to light for me. As I began to study these internet marketers, these direct response marketers, these affiliate marketers, influencers, they are doing something that's different. And yet they're selling something that isn't theirs, which is exactly what we do in MLM. And I took this course, and it changed the way I began to think about my business and the way I began to implement things in my business. And when I started doing that, all of a sudden the light bulb went back off. That ability to have fun in my business again revived itself. I became so much more excited about the things that I was doing, because it wasn't just bombarding people with information. I was able to actually provide value with the products and the services that I have, but at the same time, not necessarily related directly to my MLM. I figured out how to begin on a different level with the customers and the clients and the people that I was talking to, and on the back end be able to incorporate my MLM and be able to service people on such a larger level. And all of a sudden things became fun again. So what I am doing, this being the start of 2020, the start of a new decade, a fresh beginning for new things to happen. So excited for all the things that are going to happen this year and all the amazing things that I'm going to be able to create and pull together, and to watch our team grow by leaps and bounds, because we are putting this in place. We have moved forward, and we are moving our MLM into the 21st century. We are ditching the old habits of, bugging our friends and family, and the 3-foot rule, and tagging people and messaging people, and all of the things that just don't work. I shouldn't say they don't work, but they're as effective as shooting arrows in World War II. They're not as effective as they could be. They work. They definitely will work, but they're not effective the way they could be. And I am so excited to be able to bring that forward and to be able to change the way in which we're marketing. And so this whole podcast, the Not Your Mama's MLM podcast, going forward is the documentation of that journey from nothing. And the reason I'm saying from nothing to 6 figures, because I have a team. I have a great amount of people that are working with me. I have a huge plethora of customers who are amazing. But I'm saying from nothing to 6 figures because it is like starting over again. It is like the rebirth of our company. It is the rebirth of how I'm approaching my business. It is the rebirth. It is the beginning. So it is just as if I had started my company yesterday. That is the way I am moving forward throughout the course of this year. And this podcast is here to document that journey. It's here to document the wins, the things that are going well, the successes, all of the strategies and the techniques and the tips that I'm using that are also going to be something that you could potentially implement in your business as well. It's going to definitely document the downfalls and the hiccups and the things that are not going so well, because they're going to be there. That's part of business. If things are always going well, then you're not trying new things. You're not striving. You're not growing as a company, as an individual, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. So there's definitely going to be some hiccups, and I'm going to document them. And those are tough for me because I'm not any better than anybody else, but I don't like to admit when I'm wrong. I don't like to admit when I have struggles, but it's true. Everybody has struggles, and I have them too. And I'm going to get on here. I'm going to document those struggles for you guys. And so this year is just the start of something brand new. So I hope you guys got a little value out of that. It just kind of giving you an idea of where we're going. And it's kicking off actually next Monday. So this is the beginning of all the new great things. We're actually, one of the things that I have, when I'm in circles with other people within my company, a lot of them ask, how do you use it, especially from my team and things like that? How do you use Instagram to really monetize it, to cash inject your Instagram? And so I've created a challenge, which we're going to cover many, many things over the course of several days, over a course of 5 days. It's a 5-day challenge of how to take your Instagram and cash inject your Instagram so that you can actually monetize it this year and be able to really amp up your presence in the Instagram space, not only for yourself, but for your customers, because you're here to serve, and that's what we're all about. So that challenge, actually, the link for that is going to drop at oh gosh, it's already 3 o'clock. So it's going to drop at 5 o'clock today because I've got a little bit of finagling left to do. So if you'd like to be a part of the challenge, you can hop over to my Instagram profile and check out the link that's going to be there. I will drop it in there. And actually, I think because this is going to be on the Instagram TV, I actually can drop the link up above too. So I will drop a link for you to join the challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. It's less than a coffee a day, which is fantastic, especially if you are an almond milk drinker like I am. And we are going to do this 5-day challenge to kick off the new year and really get our Instagram revved up and amped up so that we can really be present for those that we're here to serve this year. So thank you for joining me on the Not Yo Mama's MLM podcast TV broadcast, and I will see you guys really soon. If you have any questions or want to reach out to me, please feel free to do that. Bye.